Hello friends. In today's video, we are going to explain a great movie which was released in 1999. In this movie, a sister makes a bet to have sex with her brother. And then what happens next, we will know in this explanation video. As soon as the movie starts, we see a boy named Sebastian, who is with a psychiatrist. Sebastian is a young college-going playboy, and here also he starts flirting with his therapist. After therapy is over, Sebastian leaves from there, and then the therapist gets a call from his daughter, who tells him that her boyfriend has made her nude picture viral. Then she tells about that boy. The therapist understands, after listening to the description of that boy, that the boy is none other than Sebastian. Then the therapist comes out and calls Sebastian from above. The therapist starts abusing Sebastian, who is standing downstairs. Sebastian, who is with another girl, just smiles at the therapist and walks away. Then Sebastian meets his stepsister named Kathryn, who studies in the same college with Sebastian, but her reputation in the college is very good. Cecile and her mother had come to Kathryn's house. Cecile's mother wanted her daughter to be popular like Kathryn, but as soon as Sebastian comes there, her mother takes Cecile with her because she knew about Sebastian being a playboy. After they leave, Kathryn tells Sebastian that her ex-boyfriend is now with Cecile. Her ex-boyfriend left her for Cecile, and now Kathryn wants revenge on Cecile, and so she tries to seduce Sebastian to impress Cecile. But Sebastian refuses to do so, as he has his eyes set on Annette, the daughter of the school principal. Then in the course of conversation, Kathryn makes a bet with Sebastian. In this bet, if Sebastian seduces Annette, then Kathryn will get intimate with him, and if Sebastian loses the bet, then he will have to give his car to Kathryn. Now Sebastian gets busy in his work, and he gets to know that Annette has come to her aunt's house. Sebastian goes to meet Annette again and tries to impress her, but Annette already knew about Sebastian being a playboy, so she doesn't fall for his words. Annette doesn't tell Sebastian, who told her all this about Sebastian. On the other hand, Kathryn also gets busy in her work, and she goes to Cecile's house but Ronald is also there. Ronald teaches Cecile to play the guitar, and because of this, he used to come to her house, and both were attracted to each other, but Cecile's mother had no idea about them. Meanwhile, Sebastian, along with his friend, tries to find out who told Annette about him. Then both of them suspect a boy named Greg, because he is the only one in the whole school who knows both of them. Meanwhile, Kathryn takes Cecile out for a walk, and here both of them talk about Ronald. Cecile tells Kathryn that Ronald has sent her a love letter, but he has not replied to it yet. Then in the course of conversation, Kathryn asks Cecile to bring a copy of that love letter. Here Kathryn also teaches Cecile how to kiss because Cecile was very innocent and she did not know all this. Meanwhile, Sebastian meets Annette and gifts her a bag. Sebastian tries to impress Annette and proposes to her, but this time too Annette rejects his proposal. Sebastian then goes to Greg, whom he suspects to have told Annette about him. Greg was gay and was getting intimate with a male partner. Sebastian takes his pick and then blackmails him and asks him why he told Annette about him. Greg tells him that he did not tell anything to Annette. Sebastian then asks Greg to find out who did this. Greg meets Annette, and Greg finds out who told Annette about Sebastian. Greg then calls Sebastian and tells him that Cecile's mother told Annette about him. Knowing this, Sebastian meets his sister Kathryn, who is watching a video clip of Cecile and Ronald. He tells the straight line that Cecile's mother has asked Annette to stay away from him, and that is why Sebastian wants to join Kathryn in taking revenge on Cecile. Then Kathryn tells Cecile's mother about Cecile and Ronald. After returning home, Cecile's mother scolds Cecile a lot and then fires Ronald from his job. Then Kathryn and Sebastian meet Ronald, and then they bring him home with them. At home, both of them convince Ronald to write a letter for Cecile. Sebastian tells Cecile on the phone that he has a letter from Ronald. Cecile secretly comes to Sebastian's house to meet him. Cecile was very innocent, so Sebastian takes advantage of this and starts clicking pictures of Cecile. Then Sebastian blackmails Cecile that he will tell her mom that she is not at home and she is with him. Due to this, Cecile is left with no other option, and Sebastian takes advantage of her. Then once Annette and Sebastian are in the car, they talk and Annette holds Sebastian's hand. And here we come to know that maybe now both of them like each other from within. Here Cecile tells Kathryn about the incident that happened between her and Sebastian. On this, Kathryn advises her that there is nothing wrong in this and she should keep doing this. Once when Sebastian is looking at Annette, Kathryn comes there and Sebastian tells Kathryn about Annette. Kathryn asks Sebastian for the car keys after hearing this, because he was about to lose the bet. Sebastian tells her that he has not given up yet. Sebastian meets Annette, and they both start kissing. Annette stops Sebastian, and Sebastian gets very angry at this. They start arguing, and they both leave their respective homes. After some time, Sebastian goes to Annette's house to say goodbye to her because he was going out of town. They talk, and Annette starts kissing Sebastian. Annette also gets ready to get intimate with Sebastian, and if Sebastian gets intimate with Annette, he will win the bet. But he was really in love with Annette. So he doesn't do anything like this and quietly leaves the next morning. Kathryn asks Sebastian about Annette. Sebastian tells Kathryn everything. He also tells her that he will not help Kathryn in taking revenge from Cecile because Cecile is a very innocent girl. Kathryn also tells Sebastian that Annette is going out of town. Hearing this, Sebastian leaves to meet Annette, and he tells her his feelings. Then both of them kiss, and then both of them get intimate. After all this, he comes home, and because he had won, Kathryn gets ready to get intimate with him, but Sebastian refuses to do so because he had really started loving Annette. Kathryn's ego gets hurt by this, and she gets very angry. Now Kathryn starts blackmailing Sebastian that she will tell Annette everything that Sebastian got intimate with her to win the bet. Hearing this, Sebastian tells Kathryn that he himself will tell the truth to Annette, and after this he meets Annette and tells her the truth. Annette is completely shattered after knowing the truth, and she is very sad. Then Sebastian meets Kathryn and tells her everything that happened. Here Sebastian wants to get intimate with Kathryn, but Kathryn refuses to do so, and she tells him that whatever happened was planned by her in advance, and she purposely broke them up. Hearing this, Sebastian realizes his mistakes, and he calls Annette, but she does not pick up the call. Then he goes to her house to meet her, and there he keeps a letter in his diary and starts waiting for her outside. Then he leaves the letter and his diary outside. Annette finds a diary in which Sebastian had apologized to Annette. After reading the letter, she reads the diary in which Sebastian had written all the wrongdoings of Kathryn. On the other hand, Kathryn calls Ronald and provokes him against Sebastian. She tells him that Sebastian and Cecile are having an affair. Ronald gets very angry after knowing this, and he meets Sebastian. Here, after reading the diary, Annette comes to know the truth, and she meets Sebastian, who was standing near her house and was about to go back. Then Ronald also comes there. Ronald vents his anger on Sebastian. Then both of them start fighting. Annette tries to separate them, but she gets pushed and comes in front of the car. But at the right time, Sebastian comes in front of her, and Annette is saved. But Sebastian loses his life. After Sebastian's death, Kathryn gives a speech at his funeral. Then everyone starts to leave. Kathryn comes out and sees that Cecile is distributing copies of Sebastian's diary to everyone, in which all of Kathryn's deeds are written. After reading that diary, everyone comes to know about Kathryn's truth, and then she is also expelled from school. Then we are shown Annette, who is driving Sebastian's car with his diary, and the movie ends here. I hope you liked this movie explained video. If you want to see more similar movie explained videos, then you can watch this video by clicking here. Now I go and see you in the next video.